Welcome to CATV Live right here on Cash Alternative TV. I'm your host, Tao of Satoshi. I'm also Christopher Carruthers in real life. I'm glad you guys could make it here today. Got quite the show for you. Lots of stuff to talk about in the world of cryptocurrency and Dash. So if you're just new to this channel, you should realize that Cash Alternative TV is a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If this is something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash or just want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube or friend and follow me on the other platforms where you're seeing this broadcast. Today's CATV Live is broadcasting on YouTube, broadcasting on Facebook Live, broadcasting on Twitter and Twitch and DLive. And at the end of the show, we're going to have an AMA, specifically on Twitch and DLive. So if you're watching me on those platforms, hang tight. If you're watching me on the other three, just switch on over to DLive or Twitch and watch the AMA, and you can ask me any questions that you have. If you want to know where my channel is located, you can find all my channel information at dashnation.com/CATV, and you're going to be seeing that later on in the episode. So once again, happy that you guys are with me. I'm going to see if there's any comments there on YouTube. There doesn't seem to be anything yet. So I'm going to just rock on and continue with the show. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Tao of Satoshi. Just wanted to bring that out there. If you want to follow me or talk to me about anything to do with crypto, you can find me there at Tao of Satoshi on Twitter. So first we begin every CATV Live with the channel lineup. These are the videos that I put through the last week, and it's the videos that I want to bring to you guys today, just to see if you're interested in any of these subjects. Today was a short week for me. I only put out 2 videos, but they were 2 interesting videos. One was talking about Goku Market, which is an Asian exchange, and they offer payment processes too. And they also offer interesting things like crypto kits, like how to get started in cryptocurrency. So I covered that, and that's called Goku Market, another integration by Dash Next. And that's going to be in my channel lineup here on YouTube or on BitChute or Library TV, wherever you happen to enjoy your stuff. So I'm my lineup is on all of those channels. And the second one I went through was Dash's privacy. We recently had an integration into chain analysis, and that's going to be coming up later. I'm going to be talking about that briefly on this show, but not too much because I already have a video dedicated to it. But if you're interested in how chain analysis integration will affect Dash's privacy, you can check that out on my YouTube channel as well. So definitely happy to have you guys with me. And we're going to go over the crypto news now. There's a lot of stuff to go over today. A lot of stuff happened in the crypto sphere, and a lot of stuff happened with Dash. We had like a ton of integrations in this past week, and I'm going to go over them all. But first, we're going to start with the crypto news, and let's get on with it without further ado. I'm going to just check to make sure you guys can see my screen. And you can. All right, so we're good to go. So as you can see on the overlay, I can be reached at dashnation.com/CATV. That's where all my channel lineups are, all the places where Cash Alternative TV is hosted. So if you're interested in this show or any other show, you can find all the information at that link. So the first one we're going to go over is the one that came out early in the week. It's saying that Bitcoin has been the best currency investment for the last 1,200 years. Although it wasn't designed as an investment vehicle, Bitcoin's rise in value made it the best currency investment that you could have made in the last 1,200 years. So that's pretty interesting. This is by Jack Martin on Cointelegraph. It says Bitcoin's value appreciation over the past 11 years sets it apart from virtually all of the world's fiat currencies. And Bitcoin's the bar by which others will be measured, hopefully Dash. So the first Bitcoin was mined on January 3rd, 2009. The first widely accepted commercial transaction was on May 22nd, 2010. Laszlo Haynes bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins. In an event that has been immortalized as Bitcoin Pizza Days. With the pizza worth about $30, this puts a value of around 0.003 on 1 Bitcoin at this point. So, and it goes on to say how Bitcoin is definitely a good investment. So it says now it goes over some other ones such as the pound and the euro. And it says, well, if we're using that logic, and it says, more impressively, anyone who kept hold of a silver dollar from 1792 would today find himself in the possession of an artifact worth around $1 million. So an actual 1792 dollar has arguably appreciated in value by 100 million. So that might have been the best investment overall. So they just wanted to throw in that to be a little bit joking at the end. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So Chinese police were freezing over-the-counter traders' bank accounts over tainted crypto transactions. But this is something that we're seeing a lot in the crypto space. We're seeing companies that their whole job is to try to de-anonymize crypto transactions such as Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dash or Monero or anything like that. These companies are specifically trying to de-anonymize transactions. And I'm sure they're being paid for by the powers that be, the governments that are in charge of things. And I know I got my tinfoil hat on, but I think that these people, if they can actually do what they say they're going to do, they can be pretty lucrative. So Chinese police were actually freezing over-the-counter traders' accounts based on this analysis from these private firms. Thousands of cryptocurrency over-the-counter merchants and their clients may have been affected as police in China freeze bank accounts over crypto and fiat assets tainted by illicit activity. Caught up in a police probe since Thursday, some Chinese crypto buyers and sellers and over-the-counter market makers have already had accounts frozen because their transactions may have been contaminated by money laundering activities, including cryptocurrencies. So this is a slippery slope because, as anyone knows, you can receive funds from anybody in cryptocurrency, and you might not know if those funds have been involved in illicit activities. But there you go. But because your address is connected with these addresses that involve illicit activities, your crypto is going to be seized, or it's going to be, your bank accounts could be seized. They can't seize your crypto unless they come in your house and steal your hard drive or whatever, or your ledger or keep key. But if you have any kind of fiat involvement, they're gonna freeze those accounts. So it's kind of an interesting thing. I don't want this to happen to me. So I don't really care for these companies that are coming out and doing that. So we'll see what happens. So the Winklevoss twins, we all know them from Facebook and how they Mark Zuckerberg stole the idea for Facebook from them at the Social Network movie. That was pretty educational and interesting. So I just wanted to bring this one up, that the Winklevoss twins were going to help produce a Bitcoin Billionaires book for film. So they have a book called Bitcoin Billionaires, and now it's going to be adapted for film. Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss will help produce a film based on the best-selling book that featured their entrance into the world of Bitcoin. So as reported by Deadline on Monday, the twins will work with Stampede Ventures to turn Bitcoin Billionaires by Ben Mesrich into a movie. Stampede is an entity created by Greg Silverman, formerly Warner Brothers president of production, to fund Blockbuster Entertainment. So what is Bitcoin Billionaires? It's a nonfiction book that tells the tale of how, amid their struggles after their famous court battle with Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, the Winklevoss brothers happened across cryptocurrency and decided to make a big bet on the youthful technology. So this is all about this book. I've read some of this book through excerpts online, so it's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to be tuning in when that movie's released. Give me a second, guys. I'm just going to turn my light on. Yeah, you might be able to see me better now. I got my ring light on. So that's going to be interesting to check out that movie. So did you guys hear about this one? It says the Eth whale pays $5.2 million in fees for 2 mysterious transfers totaling $82,000. So it's pretty interesting. I don't know what happened, if it was a fat finger or he was trying to do that. You guys might have heard some other stories. I've heard on our cryptocurrency they were talking about it. They're saying there was a reason for it, but nobody really knows for sure. And if you know anything about it, leave me in a little comment in the comments below. So it says, slip of the finger, masochist, it's not yet known. But over the past 2 days, an unknown wallet holder has paid some $5.2 million in transaction fees for 2 Ether transactions. Just before 10 o'clock UTC Wednesday, an unknown wallet holder sent 0.55 Ether, around $133, with a 10,666 ETH transaction fee, currently worth just under 2.6 million. So this is a huge thing. The fee went to Chinese mining group Sparkpool, which processed the transaction and may distribute the millions to its members. A normal transaction fee would likely be up to 50 cents or so, but can be manually set higher by a sender if they want to push a transaction through more quickly. So without saying anything, without joking or anything, I'm sure this transaction went through fairly fast. The $2.6 million transfer fee. So that's crazy. You know, these things can happen in crypto. It's you got to be careful when you're using it. You got to really avoid fat fingers when you're using exchanges or using transfers of cryptocurrency. You have to make sure you're sending it to the right address and the right fees and everything else. And if you don't, you could find yourself screwed like this guy. I don't know. Maybe the miners will give it back to him. Who knows? We'll see. We'll keep an eye on this as it develops. But it's crazy. And that's something that cryptocurrency should improve on, is the user experience and making it less likely for people to make these kind of mistakes. Although this person is dealing with millions of dollars, you think that he would be extra careful in his transactions. But, you know, for some people, if it's a rich enough guy, 2.6 million is nothing. So we all know Satoshi Nakamoto, or the group called Satoshi Nakamoto, was the inventor of Bitcoin. And although Craig Wright claims that he is, I think you and I know, or anybody who's into cryptocurrency, we know that he's not. But who is he, or who is the group? And do you think it would make a difference to Bitcoin and its price if they were revealed? So that's what this article is going into right now. So as Bitcoin experts weigh in on the impact of potential Satoshi Nakamoto unmasking. And we're going to go through this a little bit more in depth because I find it interesting, this topic. So it says Bitcoin BTC has seen growing interest from the mainstream public over the past several years as borderless, digital, gold-like blockchain asset continues its path price independent from government control. The definitive identity of Bitcoin's mysterious creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, however, still remains a mystery. Would it change the public's view of Bitcoin as well as its price if Nakamoto's identity was discovered? So it goes down here. There's a couple of different people that put their 2 cents in. So this is Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin. He's going to give us his 2 cents. He says, if we find out who Satoshi is, it won't affect Bitcoin as a whole much at all. Although there's definitely some mystique to not knowing who Satoshi is, Lee told me in a direct message. 1 second, trying to get rid of that. It's such an interesting and compelling story, he added. So on one hand, I hope we'll never find out. But on the other hand, I would love to know. Aside from the sale of Nakamoto's massive Bitcoin holdings, Lee said he thinks the big reveal would not dramatically increase Bitcoin's price or impact Bitcoin's price. So John McAfee, he's a guest that I've had on the show in the past, and this is his 2 cents. He's an entrepreneur, is the founder of McAfee Antivirus. If you don't know who he is, it's pretty well known out there in the internet space. So he says the asset itself, Bitcoin, has virtually no significance in determining the outing of Satoshi, McAfee told me via email correspondence. I spoke to Satoshi more than 2 years ago, he said. I explained how I arrived at his identity, and I was 99% certain I was correct. According to McAfee, Nakamoto responded, saying that if McAfee was correct in his conclusion, then Nakamoto could essentially afford to hire anyone necessary to protect himself, both financially and against tax-seeking governments, as well as physically against those trying to steal his Bitcoin holdings. It says, what if the 1% probability I was wrong turned out to be reality? I would then have sentenced an innocent man to certain torture and death. Are any of you certain enough? If not, then shut the F up and get back to your own business. So that's definitely like John McAfee. That definitely sounds like him. So Tone Vase, he's another Bitcoin influencer, and you see him doing trading reports on YouTube from time to time. And he does not think that a present-day Nakamoto reveal would significantly impact Bitcoin's price or people's view of the asset. The next day, he would get 100 phone calls from very high net worth investors and hedge funds looking to buy it directly from him, so they would not affect the price and potentially damage their current positions, Bays noted. That's a pretty interesting take. And it says massive amounts of Bitcoin are typically not available at the asset's going rate on exchange order books. Buying a lot of the asset on exchanges can therefore increase Bitcoin's price as the interested entity buys up all the available Bitcoin, paying a higher price after purchasing all BTC at the going rate. So he thinks basically that he would just become a big over-the-counter service, that people would just go and talk to him instead of going to the exchanges, which is definitely an interesting take. He would have a huge amount if he was interested in selling. So that was a pretty interesting topic. And here's one that's off the title of the show, why Bitcoin struggles so much with that $10,000 price point. So it says Bitcoin price rejected above 10,000 for the first time in a month, showing the multi-year resistance level remains a challenge for bulls to overcome. And this was an article by Joseph Young and Cointelegraph. They come up with some pretty good articles here that I want to cover for you guys. So it says within the last hour, the Bitcoin price rose to 10,180 on BitMEX before quickly reversing to 9,600. The quick rejection means that for the third time in 30 days, Bitcoin's price has been rejected at that $10,000 level. So it's kind of frustrating for Bitcoiners. I don't know about you, but I've heard so many people saying, oh, this is the last time that we're going to see Bitcoin under 10,000. This is the last time we're going to see Bitcoin under 10,000. So you know that adage where it says second verse, same as the first. Now it's more like the 30th verse, same as the 29th. We've heard this over and over again. And it's like these people are saying 1,000 bottles of beer on the wall, and it just goes around and goes around. So I think for sure, I think that this is going to be something that we will eventually crack because we've been to 20,000 in Bitcoin, but it seems to be pretty hard right now. So what are the reasons that they say? So first of all, they say the Fed's FOMC meeting. So it says the Fed had a FOMC meeting shortly before the sudden spike in Bitcoin's volatility. During the meeting, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell stated the job market may have hit rock bottom. Since March, institutional investors have been cautious about the stock market's short-term trend due to the state of the labor market. And it says 16 million in Bitcoin futures contracts liquidated. This is more of an interesting part to say why it's been, like every time it reaches that level, it seems to go down. So within a 30-minute window, $14 million worth of Bitcoin shorts were liquidated on BitMEX alone. Compared to other exchanges, the price of Bitcoin rose higher on BitMEX by around $100. As the price of Bitcoin hit 9,600 and a 4% drop within less than 15 minutes, another 2 million worth of longs were liquidated. In total, in around an hour, about 16 million worth of futures contracts were liquidated in quick succession. So these could be bull bears that are just dumping the price, and then they know that the longs are going to be triggered, and people have to sell all the Bitcoin, and then the whale buys in lower. So this could be games that are being played around the $10,000 mark. And then the third reason was Bitcoin's multi-year resistance was defended once again. Since 2019, the 10,000 to 10,500 area has acted as a strong resistance zone for Bitcoin. Every time the price of Bitcoin attempted to break out of this range, it was met by a brutal pullback. Recently, the price of Bitcoin surpassed 10,000 moments before its big fall to 9,600. Cryptocurrency investor Karush AK said the move reduced the importance of 9850 as another resistance level. So 9850 is no longer resistance, according to this gentleman. It's now 10,000. So will we see Bitcoin do a meaningful pullover of 10,000? And if we do, is that the last time that we're ever going to see it? Are these people actually going to be right for a change? You know, like even a broken clock is right twice a day. Like, are these people finally going to be right and we're going to get over 10,000? I certainly hope so. For all of the crypto space. So this is another Cointelegraph article by Turner Wright. It's you have to be watching out for scams. If you're into cryptocurrency, you have to protect your cryptocurrency at all costs. Don't enter in any kind of private information into anything because there's always scammers out there that are trying to take your cryptocurrency. So scammers have conned thousands of YouTube viewers into sending them a total of 15.31 Bitcoin with the old free giveaway trick. And this is fake SpaceX YouTube channels. So let's read a bit more about that. Crypto scammers have stolen at least 150,000 by impersonating SpaceX YouTube accounts and hosting fake Bitcoin giveaways. According to a June 9th report on Bleeping Computer, several scammers hacked legitimate YouTube accounts and changed the branding and content to emulate that of Elon Musk's SpaceX channel. The channels then broadcasted archived footage of Musk as if it was a live event and asked viewers to send Bitcoin. Bleeping Computer reported that at least 80,000 people watched the stream, which has brought in 15.31 Bitcoin for the scammers since June 8th. One of the Bitcoin addresses received 29 transactions for 4.08 Bitcoin, worth around $40,000, while another received 84 donations, totaling 11.23 Bitcoin, or almost $110,000. So these scammers definitely pulled off a lucrative thing to scam these people out of their Bitcoin because they thought that they were donating to SpaceX. So yeah, maybe I should try that. Just kidding. So if you're in Canada or you're not in Canada, you're following the QuadrigaCX scandal. I've actually used QuadrigaCX in the past, but I haven't been damaged by it. I had my money out far before all this stuff happened. But this is an interesting thing that just came out from the Ontario in Canada. Ontario is a province. And it's the Ontario Securities Commission. And they call QuadrigaCX a fraud and a Ponzi scheme in this post. So we're going to go over this a little bit. This is in Canada. Like, this is home for me because I live in Canada and I use QuadrigaCX, so all this is very interesting to me. And I feel bad for the people that have their funds lost in there. It's about 169 million that is still outstanding that is owed to the customers. So it says, the downfall of crypto asset trading platform QuadrigaCX resulted from a fraud committed by Quadriga's co-founder and CEO Gerald Cotten. Clients entrusted their assets to Quadriga, which provided false assurances that those addresses would be safeguarded. In reality, Cotten spent, traded, and used those assets at will. Operating without any proper system of oversight or internal controls, Cotten was able to misuse client assets for years, unchecked and undetected, ultimately bringing down the entire platform. So I'm going to read this next paragraph too, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you guys can see the link in the description below. The collapse of Quadriga caused massive losses for investors from Canada, and it could have been me if I kept my money in there longer, and around the world. On January 14th, 2019, Quadriga announced that Cotten had died in India the previous month. By February 5th, the Quadriga platform had ceased operations and filed for creditor protection. Over 76,000 clients were owed a combined $215 million in assets. Approximately 40% of those clients were Ontarians, such as me. Ernst & Young, the bankruptcy trustee, was able to recover just $46 million in assets to pay out to clients. The people who trusted Quadriga with their money and crypto assets collectively lost at least $169 million. So this guy was taking users' funds and he was trading on other platforms and on his platform in company accounts. And when the price of Bitcoin went down and he lost money, he started taking funds from the deposits that were going in and sending it to the people that were asking for withdrawals. So people are asking for withdrawals, and he was taking the clients' inputs, their deposits, and using them to pay out the withdrawals. And you could see this happening. Like, all of a sudden there was delays with withdrawals. Like, you could see, like, sometimes withdrawals would take like 19 days, 20 days. And I could see this as a client. I could say, okay, well, I had quite a fairly sizable one time. It was over $10,000. And it was waiting and waiting and waiting. And I was biting my nails saying, where's my money? And finally it did come. And after that came, I didn't use that site anymore. You could see the writing on the wall. And if you're part of an exchange that is delaying withdrawals, that's the telltale sign that something's going to happen with that exchange. And it's a telltale sign to get out while you still can. Because they will keep it going for a while. The Ponzi scheme can keep going for a while, but eventually it's going to run into the brick wall. They cannot process any more withdrawals, and that's when the whole thing falls apart. But when you see things like this, and there's going to be another story I'm going to cover next, see like this with people using people's funds for these kind of personal activities, I don't know. We need regulation of some kind in this cryptocurrency space. So Quadriga is just a dumpster fire. And then this next one is more of an interesting exchange because Coinsquare actually has a good reputation in Canada as a pretty stable exchange and above board. They've been audited. They follow all the government guidelines about cryptocurrency, but yet even them, they have their hands dirty a little bit too. So this is by Vice, and it says cryptocurrency exchange CEO ordered employees to make fake trades, and leaked documents show. So he ordered the employees to make fake trades. Canadian exchange Coinsquare was practicing so-called wash trading, according to leaked emails, Slack chats, and other files. Generally, wash trading violates securities law. So the SEC is going to be interested in that too. Canadian cryptocurrency exchange Coinsquare has been artificially inflating how much currency it is trading, according to leaked emails, Slack messages, and other files acquired by Motherboard. According to the material, Coinsquare was wash trading, which means it was automatically buying and selling currency between accounts it controlled. The news provides evidence of a practice that is often suspected in the cryptocurrency world but rarely proven, and could draw attention from regulators. Turn it back on, one seemingly angry March 2019 Slack message from Coinsquare CEO Cole Diamond to other employees of the company read, referring to the code that managed to internal trades after an employee switched it off, fearing retaliation from regulators. Coinsquare lets users buy or sell Bitcoin and with other digital currencies. And with wash trading, it seems that more currency is coming in to the company, in and out of the company, signifying a healthy exchange, which other people may want to use, or perhaps look more attractive to potential investors. In reality, the exchange is just trading coins with itself. So this practice of wash trading, I believe this happens on lots of exchanges. It's something that's pretty widespread out there, but it's not proven. But you can see pretty much that this is happening. The same accounts trading with one another. And this is something that's come out in other forums. Like you can't see it maybe on the exchange per se, but now that they have this communication from behind the scenes, they can see that this stuff happens. And I'm sure Coinsquare is not the only one that does that and fakes the volume basically. So I also used Coinsquare. I've used their over-the-counter service, and I don't know if I will anymore. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. But one exchange that I can definitely recommend if you are Canadian is Kraken. They've never had anything wrong with them. They've always been above board, and they always process the withdrawals in due time. They've had I think they've had some audits too to say that all their cryptocurrency is backed by funds. So I think you can't go wrong with Kraken. And perhaps Gemini as well. I'm not sure. I haven't tried Gemini. I got somebody who actually recommended Gemini, but I haven't tried them myself. But Kraken's a good one. But you got to be careful with exchanges. If you're watching me from other platforms and you're new to cryptocurrency, just be careful with exchanges and never keep your funds on an exchange. Because if it goes belly up, there goes your money. If there's a saying in crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. So if you don't have it in your own possession, then basically they don't belong to you. So this is the last topic on the crypto news. This is Bitcoin to gift card company BitRefill launches Bitcoin-backed rewards. And this just happened on June 11th, this article. This is one of Bitcoin's most popular gift card vendors, BitRefill, is launching a Bitcoin-backed program. They just announced this BitRefill rewards program, an initiative that will give BitRefill the users the option to receive Bitcoin back with every purchase they make on the platform. So the rollout, according to the press release, comes after vocal customer demand for a cashback version of rewards for Bitcoin on the platform. So having that is really good. I recommend BitRefill for their services if you need to top up your phone cards or you want to buy various gift cards for anything. BitRefill has a very good service and it's very competitive, and it's you get your gift cards in due time, especially if you use Dash, because they accept Dash Instant Send. So you send your Dash payment to them and you get your card like within seconds. It's definitely the fastest exchange you can do online, I believe. And hopefully in the future they'll accept Dash as their payment, not just their payment method. They do accept Dash as a payment method, but hopefully they'll also add Dash to this buyback program. So if you use Dash, then you can get Dash back, and it'll be the fastest out and the fastest in. So that I just have to give that plug every time. So that leads us to the Dash part of the program. But first of all, I'm going to go see if there's any comments, interact with anybody who happens to be watching. You're watching Cash Alternative TV Live. This is on Cash Alternative TV. It's a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If that's something that you're interested in, and you want to learn more about Dash or just want to hang out with me, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or friend and follow me on the other platforms where I'm broadcasting right now. I'm happy to have you guys with me. So Doug says tone on Forbes, and Doug says crash incoming. Doug 209, happy to have you here. Glad you're watching. Lisa Robson, glad to have you with me. Glad you're watching the show. Hopefully you get to learn something about cryptocurrency and Dash. And if I don't recognize your name, but if you watch me and you want to learn more about cryptocurrency or Dash, you want to ask me a direct question, you can either do it here or after the show on Twitch and DLive. And the dashnation.com/CATV has all the Cash Alternative TV information. So glad to have you guys with me. All right. So we're going to start the Dash part of the show. This is going to be stuff all about Dash, which is a digital cash for the world. It tries to be an alternative to cash, and it offers fast, secure, instant payments. This is something that's unique in the industry, as well as its block reward that divides between the master nodes of the miners and a decentralized treasury that helps with its own development. These are things that are creating a complete cryptocurrency experience, and because of that, we have lots of people that want to integrate Dash into their systems. Lots of companies and lots of businesses that want to integrate Dash. So this is going to be a parade of integrations. I'm literally going to go over almost 10 integrations that happened in the past week. It's been crazy, like Dash is growing so much from a network perspective, and it's also growing so much from a from an integration perspective. There's more that people that have Dash, and there's more things that they can do with that Dash. So I'm going to show you guys all about that in this coming segment. The first one is Goku Market. If you remember, if you've been watching since the beginning, you'll remember that in my video lineup, I covered the Goku Market, and basically they're like a trading platform, but they also offer crypto kits. And I'm going to go quickly over that, but the Dash is into Goku Market now. So Goku Market and Dash Next are proud to announce that they have entered into a strategic partnership which focuses on providing the global Dash community of holders with as many real-world utilities as possible, all in the one marketplace for the blockchain economy. So this goes into what they offer. They offer a Dash desktop and mobile wallet, and the starter kits. This is something that I've never seen before, and I've mentioned it in the video previously. Starter kits with Dash, so you can get the starter kits have like multiple cryptocurrencies in them and several vouchers for arbitrage autobots, debit cards, e-commerce, telecom, and travel memberships, and they're all discounted up to 35%. So that's pretty interesting, and of course they have live crypto trading. So I'm going to play you a short video that Goku Market explains who they are, and if you're in that part of the world, this could be interesting to you.
Conquer the digital world with Goku Market, the one and only decentralized and artificial intelligence-driven marketplace where you can perform all real-world activities using cryptocurrencies. At Goku Market, purchase and top up prepaid debit cards for ATMs and shopping malls, have peer-to-peer e-commerce to shop or sell products, raise funds for projects, trade physical gold, silver, and platinum, book flights, hotels, and rent cars at a discounted rates, buy and top up virtual international SIM cards to make cheap international calls and SMS using cryptocurrencies. Goku Market is the one platform for all your digital assets needs. Goku Market is open for everyone, whereas users can optionally choose to participate in affiliate programs and benefit from amazing rewards. Join Goku Market and become part of the new world. Be ambassador of the blockchain economy. Visit GokuMarket.com or download Android and iOS apps now.
So that was just a quick summary of what Goku Market offers. So if you're in that part of the world, if you're in Asia, I'm not sure if they're worldwide, but I know for sure they're in Asia. I know this because I got a lot of views of my video on the times where I was sleeping. So I know they're probably based more in Asia, but definitely happy to have Dash as part of integration with them. So another one is Parsik. They're going to bring exclusive rewards to the Dash community for creating smart triggers. So this is interesting to me. I was wondering what smart triggers were. So it says Parsik and Dash Next, the Asia-based business development unit of Dash, are taking their strategic partnership further to deliver real-time Dash payment notifications through Parsik's smart triggers. So Parsik is a smart platform for automating blockchain workflows, including real-time transaction notification for end users. Dash, or Digital Cash, is a global payment solution with thousands of merchants and US $1.52 billion in payment volume. So this is Dash users who create their free Parsik account and set up a simple smart trigger with their ERC20 address will receive up to 200 PRQ. Exclusively for Dash users will receive an additional 50 PRQ for a limited time when a Dash smart trigger is created. I want to see if it goes into what smart triggers are. Nope. So it shows like a graphic. It says smart trigger for an ERC20 address, 200 PRQ. And there's definitely something that I have to figure out what the smart trigger is. If you know what a smart trigger is, you can leave it in the comments below also. But we're going to see about Parsik. Parsik is a blockchain monitoring and workflow automation platform connecting on-chain to off-chain applications. Users are able to track any kind of blockchain activity in real time, create instant notifications, and extend the functionality of their applications. By aggregating other tools, Parsik provides risk scoring, market data, and forensics, all from one place. Parsik supports Bitcoin, Bitcoin forks, Ethereum, and ERC20 tokens. Simple workflows with existing applications and remove blockchain complexities, saving you time and cost. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what a smart trigger is and what all this stuff is going to be functional for Dash users. It's probably more for traders and analysts and stuff like that. But it's another integration. It's not the only one either. There's another one coming up. This is one of my videos from last week talking about chain analysis and analyzing Dash transactions and trying to de-anonymize Dash transactions. So I'm not going to go through it a lot here because it's in my platform lineup and people that watch my show and watch my videos are going to get bored. But yeah, it's basically investigation and compliance support for Dash and Zcash. And this allows us, that has the bad effect of saying that our privacy isn't as good, but our privacy actually hasn't been broken. Nobody's saying that they can break a private send transaction. They're just saying that if users use weak private send or they use private send with non-mixed coins, they might be able to de-anonymize the transaction. And the upside of it is that we can be listed on more exchanges that might respect Chainalysis' opinion. So instead of classifying Dash as a privacy coin, they can classify it as a payments coin, where that's no different from Bitcoin, because if I'm a Bitcoiner, I can mix my coins as well with a third-party service. It's just in Dash, it's a bit easier to do and cheaper because it's on the actual it's on the protocol. So that's something that's it's a positive and a negative at the same time. So LGO, where Dash is now integrated into LGO, and basically LGO is over-the-counter service. So it says LGO and Dash partner together to power a global crypto remittance and payment rails network. And through their OTC platform, LGO will bring deep liquidity, competitive prices, and industry-best customer service to Dash holders looking to buy or sell against fiat and other cryptocurrencies. Dash has chosen to partner with LGO as the OTC liquidity provider for the community of Dash users. Both will work towards reinforcing the position of Dash as the leading digital cash for individuals and businesses around the world. So this is a quote. We believe that developing relevant use cases for crypto is key to adoption, and so do I. Dash has a large and powerful community of individual users and businesses around the world, said Hugo Renaudin, CEO and co-founder of LGO. We believe LGO can add value by providing the best prices on Dash against fiat currencies, and we are extremely happy to help the Dash network. Dash and LGO both share the belief that cross-border payments through peer-to-peer systems are crypto's #1 use case, and we are glad to offer our OTC services to be of help to the Dash community. And here's another quote from Ryan Taylor, CEO of the Dash Core Group. LGO offers liquidity on a wide range of cryptocurrencies, stablecoins, and fiat currencies, said Ryan Taylor, CEO of Dash Core Group. Their OTC platform is plugged into the best liquidity in the industry and is able to supply clients with the tightest prices on large trades. LGO is active in more than 20 different countries and supports multiple currencies, such as USD, Euro, Japanese Yen, Mexican, Canadian, Brazilian, and Great Britain Pound, and can be used to be purchased Dash. So yeah, any platform that allows the trading of Dash into multiple currencies is definitely good news to onboard users into the Dash system. So the integrations just keep on coming. If you're watching me from the Philippines, there's now a platform that you can use to buy Dash, to buy and sell Dash. It's the Philippine peso pair is now officially trading on MoneyBees PH, so MoneyBees Philippines. So you can visit moneybees.ph, join their Telegram, and basically you can use MoneyBees to purchase and sell Dash. So that's good for people in the Philippines. We hadn't had any kind of traction there, and the Philippines is a huge huge country for the remittance industry. So that's something that we need to get our hands into for sure. And here's another one. Dash now has staking. It has staking on a couple of different places. The first one I'm going to talk about is Huobi. So you can stake on Huobi, and you'll need an account, and it goes through all the ways that you can stake, all the process that it takes for you to stake. So, and it also tells you, this is something I respect, it gives you a risk reminder. So when you stake with a third-party company, you're actually providing your Dash to them, and the Dash ceases to be yours. Like I said earlier on in the show, not your coins, not your private keys, not your crypto. So it actually tells you that. It says the risk reminder, trading in digital assets comes with high risk due to huge price fluctuations, and users should be fully aware of the risk associated with digital asset trading and make prudent trading decisions. So that's basically entrusting your coins to a third party. Huobi's global announcements and information do not constitute investment advice, and Huobi will not bear responsibility or provide compensation for direct or indirect losses resulting from trading decisions while relying on this information. So you're on your own, but staking, it really doesn't have anything to do with trading. Like you stake and you get Dash back. You know, like if when you want to withdraw, you hope they give you your coins back, but it doesn't really have anything to do with trading. Like you trade it into another asset and that asset went down. It's no, your funds stay in Dash, so that's good. So Huobi is the first one to stake on, and the second one to stake on is BitGo. And this is something that actually happened back in October, and I wasn't aware of it, but I wanted to give it to you guys. I wanted to make sure you guys knew that you could stake on BitGo also. So they have staking also. I'm not going to go too far into that, but you can look into it. And if you do go to BitGo, you can stake with Dash. All right, so this is Blocks. They're based in the UK. And it says Dash is now available in Blocks, the all-in-one crypto app for iOS and Android. Every Blocks user can now buy or sell or store Dash. Happy trading. So this is something that's good. Good news if you're in the UK. You can go to Blocks and buy and sell Dash. So you can see a kind of like a theme here. You know, these different exchanges that are opening around the world, different ways that you can buy Dash, different ways that you can sell Dash. It's becoming easier. It's becoming easier to join the ecosystem. There's more and more places that are selling digital cash for those private, secure, and instant transactions. And the most complete cryptocurrency experience that's out there. If you're a Bitcoin user and you're watching this show for the first time, download a Dash wallet and try it out and get somebody to send you some Dash. It's definitely an easy experience, and you'll wonder why you ever use Bitcoin afterwards. So Ryan Taylor is doing a discussion series right now. He came up with a new economics for Dash, a new economic plan to make Dash a better store of value. So if you want to go to www.dash.org/forum, this is the site here where they're actually doing a lot of in-person discussion about it. So basically, there's a few things they want to go over. They want to look at the treasury. They want to make it more of a dynamic treasury instead of a set 10%. Right now, we have 45% to the miners of the block reward, 45% to the masternodes, and a fixed 10% to the treasury. But we're trying to make it a little bit more dynamic by saying we can have a 0 to 20% of the treasury going into of the block reward going into the treasury, and that will lead us to be able to use less when it's a bull market, and perhaps use more if it's a bear market. So it gives us a bit more of a stability bubble there. And then they want to, instead of half and half to the miners and the masternodes of the rest, they want to increase a little bit to the masternodes and decrease to the miners, because they want to create a store of value for masternode, for high worth investors to want to go to Dash. But also they realize that miners are an important part, so they're not going to take away from the mining. They're not going to take away proof of work because it serves a big purpose in the Dash community. But they're just going to lower the mining take because they don't need as much mining power, because the masternodes also provide security through chain locks and chain instancent. So if you have anything to say about this, you like the idea or you don't like the idea, we're having like a speak up or forever hold your peace type of thing right now. Because in Dash, our governance is that we basically introduce a proposal, we debate, we talk about it, and we go over the pros and cons. People form their own opinions. We vote on it. And then after we vote, the people hold their peace because that's what the network wants. The network has spoken. So right now we're having that discussion period before we're going to vote on this proposal. So if you want to put your 2 cents in, that's a good place. And you'll find that in the description below on the YouTube channel. And these ones are popping up because I have so many tabs open. These ones went to sleep on me. So this was an interview that Ryan Taylor did with the Dash, did with Finance Magnets. And they're talking about decentralization and the future of crypto usage. It says, ever since cryptocurrency first came into being, there has been much debate over what role crypto will play. However, with the entrance of an increasing number of institutional players in the Bitcoin space and the ongoing unresolution of a number of technical difficulties on the Bitcoin network, Bitcoin seems to have made a definite movement away from the digital cash side of the battle. And that's what Dash is moving into. So it says, while Bitcoin is establishing itself as a digital gold, other cryptocurrencies are working to fill the gap when it comes to digital cash. One of these is Dash, a cryptocurrency created in 2014 that describes its purpose as giving you the freedom to move your money any way you want and moving money anywhere to anyone instantly for less than a cent. So this is an interview that Ryan Taylor did with Finance Magnets. It's on SoundCloud. So if you go to the description below, you can see that article there, and you can see the SoundCloud interview. Always a pleasure when Ryan talks. He's a very informative, he has a lot of information to share, and he's definitely a good person to listen to. So in Latin America, this is another article by Jack Martin on Cointelegraph. In Latin America, Dash has been doing fantastic. It's been doing amazeballs. It sees a 100% rise in commercial payments through Latin American partnerships. And that's in the first quarter of 2020. And very props to the artist on this one. They used the new Dash logo. I've seen a lot of instances of the old Dash logo still being used. And somebody said it was because of Shutterstock that still had those old Dash logos there. So we got to flood the market with new Dash logos, and this is going to help us. Privacy-oriented cryptocurrency Dash. No, we're not really a privacy-oriented cryptocurrency. I'll stop him right there. We're now more of a payments-oriented cryptocurrency with optional privacy. This announced its first quarter of 2020 financial report to investors, revealing solid growth in adoption and commercial payments. It says during quarter 1 2020, the number of active Dash wallets installed on mobile devices reached over 100,000, representing a 214% increase year over year and a 21% increase in the previous quarter. And this says, as Cointelegraph reported, in January, a collaboration with Burger King in Venezuela, enabled payments using Dash and other cryptocurrencies. Additionally, thousands of merchants in the country are now accepting Dash thanks to local advocacy programs and a recent integration with Negasoft point-of-sale terminals. So we have a lot of integrations happening down there and a lot of things happening in Latin America. So Ernesto Contreras, if you're watching me, you guys are doing a great job down there. Keep it up. Ernesto Contreras is Dash's business development manager in Latin America. So here's another one that's coming out, Bitcoin Exchange Guide, basically talking about the same thing, although now they're featuring the old Dash logo, so I'm not as happy on that one. This one's by Lujan Odera. We're going to talk about this. So yeah, it basically says the same thing. I think it's the same article, but it's just in a different form, and it's using the old Dash logo. So I'm not happy about that. Moving on. This is an interview with Crush the Street that Joel Valenzuela did. I'm just going to wait for it to load up, because like I said, my page just fell asleep on me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into CrushTheStreet.com. We've got a timely update today. Here we are on May 18th, 2020. We're post-halving of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, had a pretty big move over the weekend. It's kind of pulled back now. I think last I checked, it was around $9,500. Gold has been moving strongly, but in the open this morning, we saw it get slammed, like really right out the gate. It had like a really strong move, but right around the over 1,700 materially, really looking strong there. Markets are up too, and there might be some items.
Yeah, so as far as I've been able to tell, and of course, I'm in no way a medical professional, and I've not been following everything closely, just the chatter surrounding things. It seems like the situation that we've experienced has largely been grossly exaggerated by authorities in terms of the impact, in terms of other things.
So Joel Valenzuela is a member of the Dash community. He was formerly of Dash News. Now he's spread off on doing his own thing, doing interviews with various individuals and promoting Dash as a digital cash. And he actually uses Dash as a digital cash. He's unbanked. He doesn't have a bank account. He just uses cryptocurrency and specifically Dash in his payments. And for somehow he can actually survive on only using cryptocurrencies. There's enough things out there, that enough gift cards and enough places that accept cryptocurrency in his hometown that he can actually live off of cryptocurrency. So it's interesting. If you want to check out that interview, you can. The link's going to be in the description below. Now, ReadyRater, they're definitely a big Dash supporter. They actually offer Dash as the exclusive form of payment on ReadyRater, and they're coming up with their second version. This is version 2.0 of ReadyRater, and they're offering a contest. They're giving away $50 of Dash to one lucky ReadyRater user. If you follow this tweet, you like and retweet, or you follow the ReadyRater account, you like and retweet the tweet, you register at ReadyRater.com and activate your Dash wallet and link your Twitter account to your profile page. And this ends on June 15th, which is just a couple of days from today, so you have enough time to get that in if you're watching this live stream on time. Yeah, so it's basically they're celebrating that they're doing the second version of their software. And because they're doing their second version of their software, they're coming up with this contest. And they offer Dash as the exclusive form of payment. And also you can deposit any type of payment onto ReadyRaider, but you have to use Dash to actually go into any kind of contests or anything like that. So that's interesting. So this is a story that just came out a couple of days ago, and I have a kind of a nitpick about it because this is a very clickbaity title. It says Dash cryptocurrency is now backed by gold. So if you've seen this article or you've seen anything like that, this is not exactly the case. It's a kind of an overstatement of what actually happened. But what actually happened is the DIF, the Dash Investment Foundation, which is a subset of Dash. It's one of our contractors in the Dash Decentralized Autonomous Organization. These are people that receive Dash from the block reward, and they've taken some of that Dash and put it into gold. So what people are saying is that Dash is backed by gold. So in a sense, their Dash is backed by gold, but it's a small subset of Dash, and it's basically just like rebalancing their finances, because the Dash Investment Foundation tries to get as much money as possible because they're like angel providers, they're like venture capitalists, and they want to try to make money for Dash, and they want to try to invest in things that are good for Dash. But in order to do that, they want to make sure that they have a stable source of funds. So they're starting to diversify a little bit in their Dash. So I apologize for anything that happens there that says that it's backed by gold, because Dash is not backed by gold. The Dash Investment Foundation, the first ownerless and memberless investment fund in the world, recently purchased physical gold on the crypto-to-gold trading platform Vaultoro. So I said, what is the Dash Investment Foundation? I've already covered that. So who manages the Dash Investment Foundation? They have 2 directors, 6 supervisors, and 1 investment consultant. And the directors run the day-to-day business of the foundation, while the organizational and operational decisions are based upon the supervisors, with analysis, strategy, and research provided by the investment consultant. And the Dash masternodes oversee the whole thing, but every year they have an election to see who those 6 supervisors are. And then it's an annual process to oversee the foundation. So this is basically what their strategy is. They had 100% crypto, and then they want to put it into 100% and the different percentages into gold and fiat money. So basically that's cool. And this is some pretty good materials from the Dash Investment Foundation. So Mark Mason, he's Dash's public relation and communication manager for DashCore. He says this: as a long-term precious metals and cryptocurrency advocate, I agree and support the DIF's hedging and rebalancing strategy into hard assets rather than fiat currencies that are having their purchasing power destroyed by central bank stimulus. As Dash and gold are uncorrelated assets, it can present great swing trading opportunities if timed correctly, because to increase original holdings by moving between the 2 assets. The average number of Dash required to buy 1 ounce of gold between January 1st, 2019 and today is 18.08. We are currently above the average at 21.60 Dash required to buy 1 ounce of gold. So if we assume mean reversion, then the price of Dash should go up or the price of gold should come down. This strategy is part of a bigger vision that will allow the DIF to hedge and increase its assets under management, giving the Dash DAO the ability to invest and take equity in projects that add value to the Dash ecosystem. So that's interesting. So the news is good. I just wish they wouldn't mislead the public like this. Like this Dash is not backed by gold. But actually diversifying the Dash Investment Foundation definitely makes a lot of sense. And this is another one by Vaultoro. Well, if you remember, Vaultoro is where the Dash Investment Foundation did the trade from Dash into gold. So this is kind of a little interesting one, saying that Dash is becoming self-aware, kind of like comparing the Dash network to Skynet. But it's not really. It's not really self-aware. I just kind of like the thumbnail that they showed here, so I wanted to show you guys. This interview is not interview, but this article is going to be in the description below also. So we'll continue with that. So did you guys know that Dash has new versions out? There's new versions of Dash Core on testnet and new versions of Dash Platform, and we're going to go over those today. This is like the big news version 16. It's going to be out soon, but right now it's on testnet. So the version 16 of Dash on testnet is going to have quorum signing optimizations, network threading improvement, minimum protocol check for masternodes, so make sure everybody's doing their job properly, and Bitcoin backports, which is Dash is up to version 17 now of Bitcoin. So anything that has not to do with SegWit or anything like that, replaced by fee, that's going to be added into the Dash protocol. And then code cleanup, private send code refactoring, so they're going to make private send work a little bit better. Private send create denomination improvements, another improvement at the private send. Core wallet enhancements, and of course additional changes. So, and there's a remote procedure call, RPC changes. Command line options, Bitcoin backports. And I've seen that it now is going to include a private send tab. So they're going to have a send tab and a private send tab. So you can keep all the private send information in a separate tab. So if you're a newcomer to cryptocurrency, you have no intention of using private send, it's not going to be in the main screen. It's going to have its own screen. So I thought that was interesting too. And the other one that's coming out that just was released on EvoNet. So if you're involved in Dash and you know about Dash, you know all about what Dash platform is. But if you're new to Dash, I'm going to explain. Dash platform is basically taking everything that we have now and being able to utilize a decentralized API to access that anywhere you are in the world. So instead of having a different wallet on your phone and on your computer and anywhere that you use Dash, you can have the same account and access that from anywhere. And instead of having a centralized API like Twitter or YouTube, there's going to be a decentralized API with 100% uptime because it's going to be run by the Dash masternodes. So you can access if you're in Tokyo, you can access your Dash. You're at home, you can access your Dash. You're in Rio de Janeiro, you can access that same account everywhere you go. All you need to know is your password, and you're good to go for that. And also, it's going to make cryptocurrency easier to use because instead of having cryptographic addresses that everybody stumbles upon, and it's really hard to make sure that that's the right person you're sending it to, it's going to be like a contact list similar to Facebook or PayPal or Venmo. You can send it to those same people. So it's making crypto easier to use. And this is something that's going to be unique to Dash. Something that's going to, right now they're building it. And this is version 13 of EvoNet. So the release highlights of version 13 is identity top-ups. There's going to be a fast recovery of identity associated with the wallet. So the two things are going to be easier to associate together. Retry policy for client requests. And instant send and chain locks now on EvoNet. So those are Dash's security protocols for the Dash network. And those are going to be available on EvoNet now, which is great. Command line interface added to the distribution package, and hotfixes for network stability. So sounds like they're making incremental progress. And they've actually made a commitment to release every 4 to 6 weeks. So they're releasing now. The next one you'll see, version 14, will be in 4 to 6 weeks. So they're working pretty well on the Dash platform. I'm really excited for that to come out. Can you imagine when that's released on mainnet? That's going to be great. So I think this is going to autoplay on me.
Hello and welcome to Dash Talk.
So this is basically Amanda talking to Into the Block. We're going to do a little clip like we do every week. They send out a video every week and we cover it here on CATV Live every week. So if you have any questions for me, put them in the description, put them in the comments or the chat. If you have any questions on DLive or Twitch, I'm going to be there in a few minutes. We can have a chat. But this is the last thing I'm going to talk about today. This is Amanda talking to the Into the Block CEO. Or COO.
Into the Block is an intelligence company that uses machine learning and statistical modeling to create intelligence about crypto assets. And this week I have with me their Chief Operations Officer, Alfredo Terrero. Alfredo, how are you?
Hi, Amanda. Great to meet you, and thank you for having me.
It's great to speak with you as well, and I'm so happy to have you. First, please start by telling us, when did you all get started at Into the Block, and more importantly, why?
Sure. So we started a little over a year and a half ago. I'm one of the co-founders. I come from having run a crypto fund until a couple of years ago, and then I met my other co-founder, who is the CEO of the company today, Jesus Rodriguez. Jesus comes from a deep background in technology and finance, especially his field of expertise is machine learning and AI. So I coming from running the fund, and Jesus from developing products for other blockchain companies. We got together because we believed that the market was in need for better intelligence and analytics, related to crypto assets.
All right, so that's Into the Block. They provide analytics for blockchains, and that Dash has recently been integrated among the many integrations that Dash has been integrated in. One of them is into the block. So that's definitely an interview that should not be missed. I'm going to leave that in the description below as well. And we've reached the end of Cash Alternative TV for this week. I'm glad to have you guys with me and to see if there's any comments. Before I go to the comments, I just want to say that CATV is a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash. It aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash, but we cover other cryptocurrencies as well. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash or just want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or follow me and friend me on any of the other platforms where I'm broadcasting right now. I'm happy to have you guys with me, broadcasting live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook Live, Twitch, and D Live. And if you stick with me on Twitch and D Live now, you'll see that there's going to be an AMA. You can ask me any questions you want about Dash and crypto, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you could be with me, and I'm going to see you again next Saturday at 4 p.m. UTC. Bye for now.